You need to start here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Position that the newest board member
Are you volunteering to join us?
I'm not sworn in.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order, the regular Board of Trustees meeting. In front of you, you have an agenda. I'd like to welcome all of those at the board and any visitors that we might have that are in person, and also those that are coming via Zoom or YouTube. So thank you for being here. We will need an approval for the agenda that is in front of you. We'll need a motion and a second.
I motion we move. I'll second.
Justin, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next are citizens' comments, and Jolene, do we have anything?
We don't.
We do not. Okay, thank you.
I need to get the motion a second for the agenda.
Nick and Justin.
Nick was first, then me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll need approval for the March 25th regular board meeting, and then the special board meeting on April 15th. Need a motion and a second on that.
I motion we move. I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now you'll see on your agenda that we are here to install our newest board member. And Tim, if you will meet me in the center, we'll do the oath of office. Thank you. Board of Trustees oath of office. I, Timothy R. Carr, do solemnly swear that I, a trustee, am at least 21 years of age, that I'm a citizen of the United States and a resident taxpayer of the Junior College District of Sedalia, Missouri, and that I will support the constitutions of the United States and of the state of Missouri, and that I will abide by and uphold the State Fair Community College Board of Trustees Code of Ethics, and will faithfully demean myself in office. You do, all right. Well, congratulations. Thank you. We're looking forward to having you on the board. And if you will take this and sign it, and then we'll be at the end of the meeting. Again, thank you. All right. And as you will note, we're missing one trustee. Patty Wood is unable to be here today. We will make note of that. Next, Mr. Hager. Do the warrant.
Good afternoon. Our disbursements for the month of March 2021, $2,108,095 in accounts payable. We had payroll of $881,846 to 491 employees. Our income and payroll taxes on the payroll is $185,193. Financial aid and refunds were $788,556 to 1,561 students. Utilities were $52,816. Our credit card processing fees were $4,102 and $15 bank service charge, for a total disbursements during the month of March of $4,020,623.
Okay. Do I hear a motion and a second to accept that warrant?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The employee compensation recommendation, is that, are you doing that or is Keith?
I think,
You want me, your name's on it.
did it get changed? Did you change it on me?
No, I have the benefits, you have the compensation.
Oh,
You're a finance
Yeah,
guy.
Keith was kind of walking away. Well,
no, I'm back.
I kind of want to give the precursor to this. You know, I'm very excited that we can recommend a compensation increase for our employees. As you know, this is always our top priority every year to make it happen. And as we've shown you several times through the work session and the budget preparation that we've done, we feel confident in bringing this recommendation to you today. And Keith's going to go over that. But I just want to compliment the employees who are here. I think this is well-deserved, and I appreciate the fact that we've worked it into the budget, and it's a top priority. So Keith is going to explain.
I want to reiterate Dr. Anderson's commentary there. One, thank you to all the employees of the state of the college, and also for the work they've done that allow us to be able to include this in our budget for next year and know that we're able to do that. So it is recommended that the Board of Trustees adopt the following compensation for fiscal year 2022 for employees in good standing and higher in their current position before February 1, 2021. For full-time faculty, provide a one-step advancement based on the current faculty salary schedule. For non-instructional staff, a 2% increase. For permanent part-time classified staff, a 2% increase. For work study students, an increase of 85 cents per hour to $11.15 per hour effective January 2022, and that's in line with the Missouri minimum wage increase at that point in time. And then other adjustments as appropriate for educational attainment, professional development activities, job reclassification, and/or equity. As I noticed, we've taken this into consideration, the development of our budget, and it's included in that budget. And so therefore recommend that you accept this compensation increase pending final approval of the budget later this year. Questions?
Okay, and for board members, we have discussed this in work sessions, and Dr. Anderson and Mr. Acuff have given us this information, and we are, as Dr. Anderson mentioned, we realize that our employees are one of the most important assets that we have in any organization, especially here at the college, and we're looking forward and excited that we can provide this opportunity for our employees. So if there are no questions, I'll need a motion in a second.
Randy, just a question.
Pardon?
May I speak?
Sure.
I'll go first. I have a conflict of interest that we discussed prior. It would be in regard to 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 0.10, and 0.11. So I would ask that I'll be recusing myself from voting.
And you know, each of those, they cut your pay.
I've heard a rumor about that. Thank you, sorry.
Okay, Richard?
Do we have any staff who the change in the minimum wage would require more than 2% increase effective January 1, 2022?
Did you hear that?
So you were saying, do we have any staff that?
Well, if we had somebody like 1050 now, 21 cents would be 2%.
So most of those students, it is more than 2% because they're at the minimum wage currently.
Yeah.
And so we would move them to the
Do we have
next.
any non-student employees that would be affected? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Richard, can I jump in here, though? We have, as the state minimum wage is increasing, we do look at the compression that gives to our staff. Currently, they're all above that, but that is something that we are concerned about and that we do look at addressing through some equity changes as they're appropriate.
Yeah, that happens when you when you have minimum wage increase.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion we move. I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I officially turn over to Rachel.
Any abstain?
Oh, and we did have one who abstained, so, yeah.
Great, well, I'm going to lead into this next one too, so Rachel is at the podium.
That's fine, that's all right.
So obviously, an important part of our compensation package is our health insurance, our life insurance, and dental insurance, and the vision. So all of those things we've been working with employees on. We're in open enrollment right now. I think it just started today. And so Rachel's going to talk to you about asking for approval of those plans that benefit our employees.
Yeah, so we've had a busy year with the benefits, and so I'll go through some of that, but I'd like to start. It's recommended that the Board of Trustees accept the renewal proposal from the Missouri Education Health Group. And it's further recommended that the President or Vice President for Finance be authorized to sign the necessary cooperative agreement. The rates on the next page, if you look, that actually reflects a 2.7% increase from last year's rates. And 1% of, so it was 3.7, 1% of that is actually dependent upon the board accepting a recommendation with the dental and vision, which I'll get into that as well, but I wanted you to understand where those rates came from. So their initial proposal was a 3.7% increase from last year. And then if we agree to the dental and vision proposal, it would reduce that by 1%. So MEHG is managed by and serviced by Valentine Weiss Consulting. The coverage is provided through United Healthcare Choice Plus. This represents a 2.7% increase in the college from the FY21 rates. And the proposed plan includes a base option, a buy-up option, and the option of a health savings account.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion and a second, and then if anyone has any specific questions, we can answer that. Do I hear a motion?
Motion we move. I'll second.
Okay, any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we have one abstention. Okay, group life.
Okay, it's recommended that the Board of Trustees accept the renewal proposal from Guardian Life Insurance Company of America for the group life and ADV insurance for fiscal year 2022. The proposed rates did not change from FY21. So those were the same.
We get to say that very often.
I don't get to say that very often.
Do I hear a motion in a second?
All motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we have one abstaining. Dental insurance.
Okay. It's recommended that the Board of Trustees accept the proposal from Missouri Education Health Group for dental insurance for the fiscal year 2022. The proposal would be through United Healthcare, and the board paid rate for each full-time employee is $29.47 per month, and the family rate would be $80.88, which results in a decrease of 1.4% from the prior year. This is a different vendor, so we had Guardian previously, and that's where the bundle would come in. If this is accepted, that's where that additional 1% discount on the medical comes in. So.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept?
Motion we move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we have one abstaining. Vision insurance.
It is recommended that the Board of Trustees accept the proposal from Missouri Education Health Group for the vision insurance for fiscal year 2022. The proposed plan would be through United Healthcare, and the rates would be $10.41 per month for employee coverage, $17.55 for employee and spouse, $17.90 per month for employee and children, and $28.31 per month for family coverage. The rates for the vision plan, which is optional and paid for by the employee, would represent approximately a 27% savings from fiscal year 21.
Hear a motion?
Motion.
Second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we have one abstaining. Okay. Thank you, Rachel.
I just want to say thank you to the board too for providing these benefits to our employees. They truly appreciate it, and so thank you very much.
Okay. Keith? Item number 12, we're talking about campus maintenance and repair, which was our work session.
Right, it's the follow-up to what we discussed. I'm asking for your recommendation to approve an amount not to exceed $300,000, the repair and maintenance of the campus entryways and sidewalks as we discussed. I'd like to be authorized to solicit and award the bids for this work, given the time is of the essence. Funding source will be 50% from the state maintenance and repair matching allocation, which is in our budget, and 50% from the FY budget maintenance repair. So this is all budgeted dollars. Asking you to request to spend towards the items we discussed earlier.
Okay. Okay, do I hear a motion?
I motion.
A second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
The next two items go hand in hand. Might want to go over both of them with you first, before you say yea or nay to the first one, so you know no implications of it on the second one. With the addition of track and field and some other sports to our offering next year, we are going to be bringing in a fair number of extra students for those sports. Based upon our current demand for housing and those new athletes, we're asking that you accept an addendum to our lease agreement with Rack Jack done earlier this year to bring on an additional 8 two-bedroom units. That would be 4 students per unit, so an extra 32 beds that would be available to students. Total value of that contract is $120,000. That price, because it's a 2-bedroom unit, is a bit more than we paid for 3-bedroom units. Therefore, the price that we are able to offer students is going to be a bit more. So I want to go over 13 and then come back to 12 if you don't mind. So with that, it is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve a room rate of $2,000 per semester for students living in the 2-bedroom apartments as opposed to the 3 bedrooms. I actually have the 3-bedroom apartments right now are $1,696, roughly $1,700 to live in. So those are the two that go hand in hand. We feel strongly that they will be leased and may even beyond that. But so with that, as we mentioned earlier, the number of students that will be in housing within State Fair's domain, it's going to be 236 students total. So go back to number 13. Then is this recommendation to accept the addendum with Rack Jack for those apartments. That would be the first motion.
Okay, I need a motion and a second for item 13.
I motion we move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And then the rate,
And then 14 is the rate being $2,000 per semester per student that lives in the 2-bedroom.
okay. Motion,
Motion we move.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Keith, I appreciate that. Dr. Anderson?
Okay, well, my report's going to be fairly short, but welcome aboard, Tim.
Thank you.
Very glad to be working with you. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask you if you would like to introduce your wife who is here with us.
I
You
would
want
like
to do that? I mean, I'm glad to introduce Amy,
My
but
wife, stand up for me. She was the point in me accusing myself several times earlier, but she's an employee here at the State Fair, and I'm pretty proud of her.
So,
Thank you.
Amy,
Welcome.
Thank you.
Amy, thank you for being here tonight to be supportive, but you're welcome anytime. I also want to let you know that Mike Davis is here. He kind of took Stephanie's place as representing the Faculty Senate. And then we have both College Council as well. Mike is on College Council. And so anyway, I thank our employees who are here as participating in the meeting. My report is short because really it was the work session report that I wanted to share with you tonight about our maintenance and repair needs. But this weekend is an opportunity to come and see a college play, again, in person. And so it's called First Date. You don't get tickets, you just show up, and it's kind of first come, first serve. So if you're so inclined, it opens and performs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. So you'd be most welcome for that. I think the evening performances time is 7:30, and the Sunday performance is 2:30. If I remember right. Okay. Good news today all the way around. Today was our COVID response team, and we always look at our dashboard, but there are zeros in every category. So we have no students or employees isolated or in quarantine, and that's always a very good day. And just our community, we are below the infection rate, and so everything is headed in the right direction. So that's all good news. And it's a short report, but that's it. I would entertain.
That is short for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, Keith, the financial report.
All right. Well, I want to do that. I do want to point out, right, there is a typo in the 13 resolution. Obviously, this contract does not go through May 31, 22. It goes through May 30th, 2022. So I wanted to make sure that that is clarified for anyone who might be questioning a extremely long contract.
Probably play in our favor in the long run.
So for the financial report, this month we have the quarterly investment report as well as the monthly financial report. Right now, all of our investments are in time deposits with Central Bank. That is for the primary reason that through June 30th, we are only 2.25% on that. Given that our investment portfolio is basically limited to CDs and time deposits, it made sense to leave it there, as well as I wanted the flexibility and cash liquidity depending upon financing for Golden Howard or any other projects we might have. So it's a combination of obviously getting a better return. As we move towards the summer, we'll probably be looking at moving some of the cash into some shorter term CDs, 1-2 year, but we'll talk about that next time. And so it's a fairly straightforward investment report. The bank also has pledged securities in excess of that by $2.5 billion. So as we add a little bit more, but actually right now our cash will start decreasing until December and then ramp back up. So that is the investment report. College financials for the month of March. F1 is the table that I left over with you. And you'll see that as we've seen throughout the year, that our actual tuition and fees, which is the primary portion of our budget, is trending about 1.3 to 1.4 less than the prior year. We knew that coming into this. We expect that coming into this. We budgeted accordingly. We do expect that our tuition and fees overall will be slightly ahead of our budget once our summer session is fully in session and going. That too we were anticipating. State grants and contracts are facing a little bit less than we thought they were, but overall it's doing fine. Local grants. While the operating revenue is about what we thought it would be, state appropriations will actually be ahead by the time we get over through the year, because when we budget this, the state had with holding funds, they released those. So that much will be, as I said, around about $1 million more than anticipated once it's done. And then lastly, on this, we can just where it is. So overall, our general fund revenues of 23.8 are, it's about $1.5 million less than last year, but on pace with the budget and actually being, we hope, slightly ahead of budget. Our expenses are pacing overall on budget. We're about 75% through the year, and our expenses are about 74% of budget, and expenses tend to track more evenly on a month-by-month basis since they're mainly driven by salaries. So overall, our bottom net of revenues over expenditures year to date is about $900,000 less than last year, but actually better than we were at this point in 2019. So I think the budget we put in place is working the way it should, and I expect for the year to end up pretty much where we're expecting.
Okay, thank you, Keith. Appreciate that. And any of you have any questions or any particular, you can either ask it here, or if you want to ask specific questions along the way. He's very good at explaining what these numbers mean, but it looks like we're moving in the right direction. Okay, next, board discussion. Does either individual board members or Joanne, do you have anything that you're aware of?
Yeah, Randy, if I can, two things real quick.
Okay.
I mentioned something to Dr. Bates last week. I thought the CTE signing day video, fantastic job for everybody involved with that. All the deans, all the people that put that together. So I just want to make sure recognition gets thrown out, a lot of good positivity around that. And then any update on the house demo of the old Lamb house?
I think Justin has.
Oh, there you go.
We haven't solicited bids yet, but we're actually preparing to this week. We've been doing stuff in the back of the process just to kind of get it ready to a certain point. We do want to try to maximize the recycling as many materials out of the house as we can before we take stuff into the landfill. So some of our staff are going in and doing some of that. There's some other prep work to get done before we go and take the house down. We've talked to a few contractors already just to kind of get a feel for pricing and things like that. It does look like it would probably be more advantageous to bid it completely out and do it internally ourselves like we initially had talked about. So you should see something publicly in the next week or two.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Randy, we went through the maintenance and repair quickly because of the work session, but there may be some folks who have joined for the regular meeting who didn't tune in for the work session. I think we should point out that the $300,000 was already budgeted, that the action was taken because of the amount of money that was being spent required approval for the project, but it was already budgeted, previously budgeted money, and that in the work session it had been presented that these items of maintenance and repair had been prioritized after looking at various options that could be utilized for maintenance and repair. And so that work session information allowed us to just very quickly adopt the resolution.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Okay, next on the agenda, you'll see that we have a request to go into closed session, and just kind of the way we're going to do this, we're going to go into closed session or have a request. We'll have a motion and a second with the roll call vote, and then the board will actually retire to the room next door. We will do our regular executive session, and then we'll come back in here and adjourn our regular board meeting, kind of the way we used to do it, but we used to do just close the doors. And if any of our guests would like to stay, you are more than welcome to, but just a hint, I don't think anything's going to happen when we come back in and adjourn.
The purpose of the closed session is for personnel matters
And a legal thing.
and a legal issue.
Mhm.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Jolynn?
Randy Eaton,
Yes.
Tim Carr,
Yes.
Justin Hubbs,
Yes.
Nick Estrada,
Yes.
Richard Parker,
Yes.
Patty Woods.
Okay. So you want to lead us
Yeah.
where we're going to go?
Absolutely. We're going to Yater 148. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's like we get a video.
That's no question. You're gonna ask her what you want.